Yo, yo, what's up, guys? Ace is talking in the background because he's a big dummy. But OpenSea volume uptick, it seemed like direct correlation to the acquisition made by the Bored Ape Yacht Club of the CryptoPunks and Meebits. That being said, I'm not buying that we're in some kind of reversal here of a downtrend. Volume looks really bad today, but let's bring on the other guys, see what they think. Yo, what's up, guys?
Yo,
Yo,
Yo. So yeah, we had a bit of a volume increase, but I kind of think like this isn't gonna stay. I think we're in a downtrend on volume, and we're gonna keep going down. It was short-lived, it seemed like, from the acquisition of Larva Labs by Yuga Labs. But what do you guys think?
yeah. I mean, some projects have seen a bit of a volume increase, but across the board, like I think typically we look for like those smaller projects that people have kind of forgotten about to start pumping, and that's when we feel like we're more in a bull period. We haven't really seen that yet, so tend to agree. Um, would have been nice for this news, the Yuga Labs acquisition, to like pump volume again, but I don't think it's ready just yet.
we tested it on, I guess that was Saturday. Like volume, I remember Vincent pointed out that volume on OpenSea on Saturday was like drastically, or not drastically higher, but it was higher than 7th, 8th, and 9th. And then yesterday it just went right below it, and now today it's probably going to be lower than yesterday. Um, but I really thought we actually saw this at the beginning of March too, where volume decreased. We thought it like the early March we were talking about pump again, and then right back down. So I don't know what's happening.
Yeah, and it was almost exclusively Bored Ape Yacht Club ecosystem that pumped. There was a little bit of spillover to other projects that are like blue chip or mid chip, but overall it did seem short lived, and it usually cools down off the weekend. So not trending in a good direction today.
Yeah.
Here, let me pull up the chart here. Yeah, so we're at, so far today with the day halfway done, we're at 24 million. Yesterday we were at 68 million. So if we 2x from here, you're at 48 million, which is lower than any day any day since December 15th. So 3 months. And it's lower, yeah, by about 2 million off of the 3rd or March 6th. So we are not looking good today. So, yeah, I think we're in a downtrend. I mean, and I think we're going to stay in a downtrend for a little bit here. We have too many shitty projects still that are above 1 ETH. That's all there is to it. So yeah, that money needs to just literally wash out, and then hopefully the big real projects that are innovating and stuff, hopefully money starts to flow into those. But need some new people in this space that don't buy crappy projects, and then we need the crappy projects to go to zero where they belong. Okay, go ahead.
I think a lot of the volume over the weekend could be attributed to some of the like more recent mints. Antonym, I know, was a big one that revealed. People were excited about that. The volume was pretty high over the weekend. I know Murray was another one that launched yesterday. The trading volume's been pretty high on that too. So, when we do see these newer projects that have some hype behind them, that obviously helps volume. Like Murray's almost has 1,000 ETH traded in volume, and it launched yesterday. So stuff to watch like that is probably inflating the numbers a little bit.
Yeah, Antonym did about 18 million in volume since it started here. What, I don't know, a week and a half ago or two. Feels like. But
Yeah, I don't like that project personally, but I know some people actually do enjoy it. I don't really get it. Maybe that's the problem.
yeah, it's something with you being able to get the toy, like,
Yeah.
which I don't really think is cool, but whatever. Yeah, pass for me on that. Okay, so obviously the huge news, and we've already basically talked about Yugo Labs acquiring CryptoPunks and Meebits. So basically, we now have the two biggest collections owned by one entity. Yeah, we saw some runs on Meebits. It looked like there was some what you'd call insider trading, considering they were being purchased before this broke to the public.
Yeah.
So yeah, that ran up, and that was similar to was it Artifact and Clone X's running before the Nike announcement, basically.
Totally.
So yeah, again, that probably was what sparked some volume here, but yeah, I think it'll be short lived for the time being.
And
so
people that FOMO'd in and top on Meebits got dumped on
dominated,
by the insiders
right?
that did buy. Yep. Because
Dominated.
they topped out at like slightly over 6, and now they're down close to 4 or 5, and volume's obviously slowed.
Yeah. Okay.
I saw an interesting thing about an interesting tweet about commercial rights and why people fighting for them really doesn't make a whole lot of sense. It was basically saying, like, when you have commercial rights, you're the one that's now responsible for kind of defending those commercial rights. So if someone were to infringe and, let's say, use my CryptoPunk in an advertisement, I would have to be the one to like sue them
Yeah.
if I wanted them to take it down. And obviously, like, the average person who owns one of these things isn't going to do that. So I think that the trend of commercial rights for your NFTs is, I think, a little bit overrated. I'd rather have the project and the collection defend those rights instead of me being the one solely responsible for my own, if that makes sense.
Well, but there is something to be said that you can sell them
Sure.
to a company or something. So
Yeah.
you know,
in
if
the
some
rare case that
if some company did use your rights, then that would obviously make headlines if like a bigger company did, and then you'd probably be able to sell it to other companies for whatever reason they'd be using yours. I don't know, but
yeah.
that
I just thought I think
slim.
that trend as a macro thing is kind of overrated and just in my
it's
opinion.
kind of
I don't
dumb.
know.
I can agree, it's pretty stupid. Disney stuff going around, and actually people were right about Genesis stuff, because that's a part of Dapper Labs. They have some connection. So we saw that Igor heads into some sort of ownership or on the board of the Genies. I had looked at Genies before the past few days. Have you guys looked into those at all?
Yeah, I've checked them out. Basically, what they're trying to do the avatar. They're helping people create clothing for like digital avatars and then sell it. Like basically, they're branding it as like the digital Depop. Kind of an interesting concept. If you look on OpenSea and search genies, you'll see like there's a Shawn Mendes collection, who's obviously the pop singer, but like they've parted out a bunch of his stuff. So like they have T-shirts, guitars, like avatars of him. Just an interesting concept. I can totally see how like a Bob Iger from Disney fits into this equation. This stuff looks like Disney quality art anyway. So I think it's pretty cool. I don't know if I'd be investing in any of the Genie stuff, but certainly cool to see a name like him on a board of a Web3 company.
Yeah, and like there was nothing really actionable from what I could tell. Like I would have, if this was a 10,000 piece project like Clone X or something, then you could have bought into it. But there was nothing to really buy when I was looking into Genies and also Dapper Labs.
Yeah, exactly. There's nothing really there.
Crypto kitties, like there's 2 million crypto kitties, so like that's just not gonna be helpful. There's just NBA Top like this stuff. If Disney were to buy Dapper Labs after Igor joins Genies, like I just there's nothing really, I don't know, no way for us to really make money, if that makes sense. So.
Exactly. Yeah, I think it's more of a long-term build.
Yeah.
Great.
Okay. Doodles out at South by Southwest. I did see Doodles floor up about 2 ETH. What's going on with this stuff?
They've done some really cool stuff this weekend. So they had an in-person event at South by Southwest. They basically rented out a huge warehouse and created a bunch of different interactive experiences for Doodle holders and non-holders alike. They gave like these they almost look like access cards that you can scan on different readers throughout the warehouse, and it'll incorporate your specific Doodle into like the exhibits and displays, which I thought was really cool. There's also like a collaboration with Shopify. If you check the Shopify's Twitter, they've actually updated their profile picture and banner to Doodles art, and they were doing an installation there. They were doing the merch, and they had like some cool.
Oh
I don't know.
yeah,
I mean,
this stuff's
not
cool.
that cool, but it's they did like a it almost looks like a roller coaster slide type thing
I
that
see
brings
that.
out the merch after you order it. Just really cool stuff. Like I mean, the fact that this team can execute on a level like this, I think is probably what's driving the floor price. This in-person event is I think really cool. One of the best I've seen, and yeah, I mean, it would have been really cool to go. It just looked like a ton of fun. Cool reward for all the holders, and I know they have a holder exclusive concert today with Diplo, so that's pretty sweet as well. Yeah,
I was
I mean,
trying.
Yeah.
Go ahead. Abe.
I was just gonna say I think these guys are real builders in the space, and if they want to go the IRL event route, I think they could do it almost. I think they could do it better than like Bored Apes, because you know the in-person thing for the apes and the yacht party I didn't really hear much about, but this Doodle thing has been everywhere the past few days, so really cool to see.
That's what I was gonna say. Like, I still think the whole in-person event is still like not fully been taken advantage of or capitalized on, because obviously we saw like dudes hitting the ape dance on the yachts and Bored Apes, and some other like smaller projects that were exclusively passes for an in-store event or in-person event, but we still have yet to see like a well executed NFT that was, you know, as a holder, you were able to go to this event rather than the entire NFT's purpose being that event itself. So I think like Doodles this weekend was like the first example of a well executed project that wasn't focused on in-person events, you know, executing correctly, other than just hitting the ape dance.
Yeah, this stuff looks really cool. I went through basically everything that was posted that they had there. There's really cool stuff. I like the thing where it printed off your Doodle on like that golden ticket. Did you see that?
Super. I mean, just
Really
super
cool.
cool stuff. Like, congrats to the team and the holders.
Yeah.
I wish I was still a holder, but yeah, maybe if they dip a little lower, try to get another.
Cool. Murray, that's today, right? Yeah.
Murray, public Dutch auction was yesterday. It got botted to hell. There were only about 2,400 NFTs available to the public at an opening mint price of 0.3, 3 per TX. So people with bots absolutely crushed.
Yeah.
Floor right now is 0.47.
Yeah.
Volume's been a little bit lower. It's about to crack 1,000 ETH volume traded total. They do have the public sale this afternoon at 3 p.m. Eastern time. So I would expect the price to drop even further then. I think it's about 7,500 are allocated for the whitelist sale. So that will be obviously the majority of the supply. Expecting the floor probably to go down to like 0.3 levels. But the team here is actually kind of interesting. I had initially written this one off because it looks like an Azuki ripoff. If you look at the website, I mean, it's like almost identical in terms of like there's music playing in the background, there's like the team page, all that stuff. But the house, HAUS, is actually a relatively established Web3 building brand. So the way that you were able to get whitelist for this was to have a house NFT. And I think the floor on those was like 0.6. So they've already been building this a little bit. House has done like this thing called the phases, which was that NFT. The first utility was obviously like this whitelist, but I think they're trying to build more things. So all in all, I think it's a pretty interesting project. I like it as a buy around like 0.2 to 0.3, and maybe sell it pre-reveal and try to get like a rare. But I think I can see this project doing pretty well because I don't know how many of the whitelist will sell. And since the majority of the stock is going to them, I can see this doing okay. Again, just concerned with all projects like this just because of current market conditions, like we previously talked about. But I think it's got pretty decent potential.
Yeah, I think your opportunity to buy would be after this allow list stuff. If we get down to like 0.2, 0.3 area.
Definitely.
Okay.
And then sell it again for like 0.5 or 0.6 pre-reveal, because the reveal's in like a full week.
Right,
So
so you have
quite a bit
time.
of time.
Yeah. Cool. Murray done. NFTU. I saw the Dave Portnoy video and I sent it to one of my buddies who does some stuff with collegiate sports, and he has a lot of photos and stuff from these teams, and so it's interesting that this is actually occurring. What do you know about this NFTU stuff, McKay?
So essentially, it's like Aiden had kind of explained it best. It's most comparable to just like Top Shot, but for NCAA basketball. What it is basically short clips and pictures of different, like, various NCAA teams. I think they're able to execute this based off like previous NCAA laws that had passed back in July, which we had talked about before, through other collegiate NFTs, had allowed players and collegiate staff to promote NFTs and promote like any product for monetary gain. This NFT specifically, they did their early access mint this morning. Basically, you need these passes in order to mint them, and the pass alone is I think the floor is like $400 right now, and it's all through their own system. So it's like on this Recur marketplace. Yeah, so $400 is like the pass price. And so at 11 a.m. Eastern today, they released like 3,800 cases for their early access mint. Those sold out in like 5 or 6 minutes. Now the public sale is going to take place tomorrow. It's going to be roughly the same amount of cases, like 3,800 at the same time, so 11 a.m. Eastern, and it's going to happen on their website. So it's kind of weird. Really the reason there's a lot of reasons it's comparable to Top Shot, but most comparably is their ability to launch this on their own platform, their own site. I don't know if Dabber Labs affiliated with this. Aiden might know. But it really is similar. Like, they're using their own ecosystem. You can pay with credit card, Apple Pay, their own token. You can like import USD into your balance, which almost reminds me of like a layer 2 platform like Token Trove. And yeah, I mean, that's kind of all there is to it. I feel like this is a project that could do so well if it was on its own, if it was on OpenSea or even Solana. I mean, we'd kind of talked about Overtime's project this weekend and how they launched it on Solana, and it's going to do just fine. But it's kind of hard to bring a lot of external attention to this when, it's so confined in its bubble of its own website and marketplace. Aiden, I don't know if you have anything to add.
Totally, yeah, I totally agree with what you said. One thing to note, though, and this is the only reason why I'm paying attention, is because Gary Vee is actually an investor in the company, in the project. He's been shilling it a bit on his own personal Instagram and Twitter. Obviously, Dave Portnoy is a huge force to be reckoned with in terms of sports betting, investing, and things of that nature. So those two names, I think, are a pretty dynamic combo for a project like this. So I could see this getting some more mainstream adoption than Top Shot, just because I feel like a lot of people might be upset that they kind of missed the whole Top Shot wave. And I think all of us ended up missing that wave as well. We kind of wrote it off. But I think with names like that, you could see more mainstream adoption with something like this. But again, it is only collegiate level, like McKay said. It's not professional level. So again, it'll probably be constrained by that. But it seems like they're digging in the archives a bit. So there'll be moments from like years past of people, probably professional athletes while they were in college. So those would be the ones I'd be interested in. But yeah, cool project. Don't know if I'll be personally buying in just yet. Watching for the aftermarket volume to see if there's actual true demand for these packs.
Okay. Cool.
Okay.
Sounds good.
I
Sensei
had a couple-
Algod in the $1 million bet on Luna, Garrett.
Yeah, I had a couple things. One project I did want to touch on briefly was Three Landers, which have actually been maintaining really consistent volume, and I'm still seeing some more big names use them as profile pictures, and I still really like them. The floor currently is just about 1.9. and they had tweeted earlier this past week that they were doing a snapshot on the 12th, which would have been 2 days ago. Not a lot of details about what the snapshot entails or what like the mint process is going to look like, but I believe it's going to be something about the three-lander land, something about land or gear, something in that capacity. So yeah, kind of excited to see what that's all about, and still holding on to my three-lander there. But the $10 million bet, this is pretty awesome. I don't know much about the coin Luna. That's the ticker LUNA. I don't know anything about the technicals or why some people are butting it this hard. But essentially, someone named Algod Trading put an offer out there this time yesterday, a $1 million bet that Luna will be lower in price in 1 year than it is today, which was $94, extremely close to the all-time high of the coin, which is like $101. So someone took the bet, this guy Stable Quan, who I believe I don't know if he's directly behind Luna or one of the guys behind the coin, but he took the bet and they put it in a public wallet escrowed by Kobe, formerly Crypto Cobain. And then this other guy, Gigantic Rebirth, said, interested in the same bet for $10 million. Considered offering 50, but escrow becomes tricky. Would donate half to charity. Expect price to pump short term, but in 1 year, supremely confident the current narrative is lost. And he tagged that guy, Stable Quan, that took the $1 million bet, and then he ended up taking the $10 million bet as well. And all the money has already been put in this public bet escrow wallet overseen by Kobe. So the bet is officially on. There's a couple stipulations for, if the coin were to like fork or do something that's just like highly manipulated, then that would void the bet. But basically, yeah, 10 million or $10 million.
I don't see the 10 million stuff at all.
This is it's at Gigantic Rebirth is the guy's Twitter. Here, I can link it.
Okay, I see Kobe 4 hours ago just saying on why I decided to steal the $2 million. Okay.
That's funny.
Just in the same bet for $10 million in the offering.
And then you can read the back and forth between Do Kwon, Stable Kwon. And,
yeah, I just don't see where he accepted the $10 million bet. Sensei, oh God.
There's no, not Sensei. Gigantic Rebirth did a $10 million bet with Stable Kwon, who's the same guy that Sensei Algod did the $1 million bet with.
Stable Quan said he would do the $10 million bet?
Correct, yep.
Would you have that post somewhere?
Yeah, so there's a thread underneath the tweet.
Cool.
And then Kobe responds to that. They hit the wallet.
Oh,
back
yeah.
and forth about the details of the bet.
So there's so that wallet has over $20 million in it now. 22 million. Okay, well that's crazy, and I would be betting against it going up too, but that's just long-term altcoin. So
it's insane that these guys are so wealthy that they don't care that $10 million isn't going to be being put to a better use over the next year. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's
like investing in something
true.
else. Yeah.
Crazy. Only in cryptos. Okay. Is Terra okay? So that's Luna. It's ranked 7th now, market cap. Wow. Yeah.
Yeah, it's like $92 right now.
Yeah. Slumped.
Yep.
You ready for some Solana stuff?
Always.
All right, you want to start with the Visionary Studios that have a floor price of 45?
So insane. Yeah. So this one quite literally popped out of nowhere. They gave absolutely no information as to what they are, and they still haven't. Their roadmap, and I quote, is that there's no roadmaps in space.
Great.
It was an 11 soul. It was an 11 soul mint on a new platform, or actually, I don't know if it was a new platform. It was on Soulport, which is if you're familiar with Teo Robotics, that's their platform.
Oh, Tayo, yeah. Okay.
Yeah, I think this was their first mint, but don't quote me on that. I'm not 100% sure. Not important. Anyway, you couldn't bot it. So basically, anyone who went for it and was quick minted it no problem. It sold out instantly. And I watched it go from a 20 floor to a 30 floor in about 10 minutes. And then I woke up this morning and it was 40, and now it's 45. So, and this is all just based on nothing. Like, there is no information. I think it's more of a bet on the team.
Mm-hmm.
One of the creators, actually, I tweeted about it. He retweeted me. It was kind of cool. This guy, Jago, I don't know if I said it right. I think he's just a prolific enough name that they have created such a FOMO effect after everyone didn't really pay any attention to this, that, you know, if you add everything together, you know, the formula just equals a crazy floor price with, again, no information. And they're kind of teasing it. I heard through the grapevine that it's like a video NFT, and if you listen closely, it's got an audio clip. It almost sounds like someone's whispering. And rumor has it, if you reverse it, you might be able to make something out, but I don't have one, and I haven't tried it, so not 100% sure on that, but super interesting. Like we always like to say in our admin chat here, I am now a Visionary Studios mental investor.
Love it.
This one is super cool. I'm just waiting to see what they're actually going to do.
Probably
Could go to
nothing.
100, could go to 0.
Yeah.
But, yeah, crazy.
Cool. I mean, honestly, I kind of like the picture and the noise. Kind of cool. Or the GIF, or whatever it is. Not a GIF, it's something. It's like just a video. Okay. Visionaries done. Sugar Realm. Featured
Yeah, so
launch.
that's one of 2 big mints today. The reason I want to talk about it is because we always talk about NFTs and games and all that. This is the first one that I've seen at such a, I don't want to say high level, but we'll call it the highest level of these games that have been made so far. This one's ready to go. They have a demo. It actually looks pretty good. It's like a cool little hack and slash game where it's play to earn to some aspect. The artwork itself is absolutely horrible, which is the funny part. So it's purely based on utility, but people seem to be really excited for it. Just as, again, the first and probably best looking playable game out right now.
Oh yeah, look at these guys. Oh my gosh.
So yeah, I'll try to mint one probably. Game looks interesting. I'm personally a fan of those kind of games, so I'm a little biased, but people seem to like them. Looks like it might mint entirely to whitelist once it starts, but we'll see.
Okay. Cool. Yeah, who's gonna play the game though, even if it looks fine? Okay. Anyways, off Sugar Realm. Is there any other Solana stuff? I didn't have.
Yeah, I got one.
He's got one.
Oh, Dolphin something. Dolphin Jumpers. No, what is it called?
Yeah, Project Dolphin.
Project Dolphin. Yeah.
This is a project that I had seen a lot of the Soul guys I follow start talking
yeah,
about
there it is.
last week. And essentially, like, one of the guys I listen to who's primarily Solana focused, name's Easy Eats. He talks about how, like, in the current state of the Soul market, what we need is, and this is exclusively Soul, what we need is to see products making projects and not projects making products. And that's exactly what we're seeing here. So this is essentially their goal, because right now, like, the market for good Solana and Magic Eden analyzation tools is very small, and it's kind of uncharted territory because Magic Eden doesn't have a great or accessible API to developers, which OpenSea has a really good one, and Etherscan has a great one. So that's why we're seeing, and we've continued to see more and more Etherscan and OpenSea volume tools and trading tools and bots pop up, is because they're able to use those. Magic Eden doesn't have that, and completely contrary to OpenSea, they have bot protection. They have Cloudflare on their API. But essentially, Get Dolphin's like a product that 3 guys from Europe have created to work exclusively for Magic Eden right now. And it gives like volume. It lets you track your wallet. For anyone who's into sneakers, it really reminds me of Scout, but for Solana. and it's not really a bot or anything, but just kind of a toolbox to track tokens and NFTs. It's low supply at 700. The mint price is kind of high at 2 Sol, but I really think a project like this is something that's safe to buy, because with low supply, even in a market like this is something that I would feel confident buying for 2 Sol, and knowing that it's not going to nuke as long as the site's functional, which, they've executed on the roadmap thus far. They've continued to push updates. They're going to release a mobile app eventually. Like, if they can just continue executing, and they're kind of setting the standard for a good Solana tool, I really think they are early in this market as far as Solana analysis. And so I think, like, this isn't a project you're going to go buy and expect to flip it for 5 ETH instantly, but this is a product that, you can mint and feel safe with 2 Sol going into it, and look back in hopefully a few months and it's worth 10 or 12 Sol. But then when you look at some of these projects that Slimp has talked about in the past few weeks, and there's projects in Solana that are much more volatile, but those have a much higher shot of shooting to like 10, 12, 15 ETH. So I think it's just a completely different game from what we see with Slump's projects, because a lot of Slump's projects are, higher risk, but the return on them is much greater when they execute.
He means
So, yeah.
Sol, not ETH, by the way, peoples.
Yes, I'm referring exclusively to Sol.
Yeah.
Slimped is all over Sol. So that's that. So basically 700 supply. We're only going to see a public mint if they mint out today at 3 p.m. Eastern, or if they don't mint out at 3 p.m. Eastern for whitelist. But there's a lot of demand, so I have a feeling it'll just mint out.
I think it might
Cool.
actually flip right out of the gate. I'm looking at the whitelist token, and it's a 4.39 lowest price. So
Yeah.
it's usually a really good indicator of what to expect from a project, resale wise.
Yeah, Project Dolphins
Yeah.
flipping for 1 Sol profit, right? That'd be cool.
Maybe more. Yeah, it's pretty sick. I played around with it today. You can track like tokens too. I'm sure you could actually input like the whitelist token and track it on there, but you can track any tokens. And it's sweet. I don't know if Slump's found any like good Solana tools, but I really don't know of any that are like like all in one is, I guess, the best way to put it. Slumped.
This definitely looks like the best one that I've seen so far. There is one called Soul Sniper. It might even be the same company as the actual bot. I'm not sure. It's kind of bare bones compared to this one, but you can track floor prices and total listed of certain collections pretty accurately. So I use that one every now and then. But this so
Okay.
far has been the best one that I've seen for sure.
Yeah, this
Yeah,
one's sick too because it has like notifications on your computer too, which is sweet. Like web
Yeah,
notifications.
depending how much floor is, I might pick one up just to use. Seems useful.
Yeah. Okay. Sick.
Good find here. Let's head into some card stuff. Mosaic white sparkle packs. I had made good money on these in the past. Don't think that they were Dutch auction though. But,
No. Last time we bought these, I remember KSR was able to like bypass because you had to use Sparkle points last time, Panini points, and KSR was able to bypass it. Right now, it's a Dutchie. Price is 275. Started pretty high up. I think it was 700 or 750. Price got down. Right now it's 275. Jake says he's looking for an entry closer to like under 250. And Jake B says that he thinks prices will eventually be, like anything under 300. He says relatively safe, but we will, really start considering here in 30 minutes, or sorry, in 1 minute, see what it drops to. I think it'll have one more drop before it gets to 250, and then I think the next drop it'll probably go out of stock.
I agree.
So, yeah.
I've got my finger on the trigger ready to go here.
oh, so
I had one of my buyers ask me for these like 2 weeks ago, so I had a feeling these were going to do well.
the 2020 Prism Football white sparkle packs, you could buy 5 of them for $625. That was the one that I had last bought before. These are the
Yeah, so these are Mosaic football.
and these have
will-
autographs numbered 1 of 1. I don't know if these other ones had any of that stuff.
I don't think they did. I know last year's packs also sell for like $550 now. So there's totally room even at this price.
And I
to,
got
uh,
the
get some money.
basketball Prism White Sparkle packs too. Huh. Yeah, will be interesting to see where these go.
Yeah, they should sell out here shortly.
Yeah.
And then yeah, and then obviously Tom Brady. Oh, they just hit 250 by the way. And then obviously Tom Brady this weekend unretired. Garrett, I feel like you should speak on this. I don't
Yeah,
know.
man. Absolute beast of a competitor. So cool. Yeah, I saw tons of people riffing, just saying like, yeah, one weekend being sent around running errands, and he's right back in the NFL. But man, it's exciting. So yeah, back with the Bucks too, which is cool because I know that there was like some tension with him and Bruce Arians. Like I heard rumors of maybe playing with the 49ers. But yeah, cool to see him back with the Buccaneers. It's exciting stuff.
Do you guys think this affects his card prices in any way? I know they saw a bit of a run up after he did retire for the first time. Think they come down a bit?
Not really, because the run up wasn't drastic. Like prices were still under where they were 5-6 months ago, slightly. Like very stable, I would say. Packs are out of stock. Damn.
See ya.
Yep. Yep. White sparkle packs. Ooze. Man, I had that on place order too. I should have pulled the trigger.
Yep, me too.
I got
Oh, well.
I got a whole box.
On to the next one.
Cool.
I wonder how well these will do.
Yeah. Okay, Tom Brady back. Walmart dropped. Anybody want to talk about it? I mean,
Walmart drops still going on. It's just
pretty bad.
basically these Walmart console drops have turned into just a competition of how many bots can get, like how many tasks can you have sitting in the queue and just hope that some get through, and then the stock just sits there. Like it's still if we're 40 minutes in, stock is still there, checkouts are still coming in, but it's not like Target where we just see like, you know, a huge flood of checkouts. It's like slowly and steadily these checkouts just come in. So I just still have tasks running, and you kind of just sit and don't think about it for an hour, and then I'm sure we'll go out of stock here in the next 15 minutes. So yeah, that's all there is to that.
Cool.
Sparkle packs out of stock at 250. I bet they sell for like 350 or well over 300 easily.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Little money on that.
That's all I've got.
That's all I gotta say about that.
Yeah, man.
I'm good. You guys good?
Yeah, feeling
Yep.
good. Till tomorrow.
Awesome. We'll see you guys tomorrow. Peace out.